From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
Hey nerds! Welcome to the show where we teach AJ how to sit and spin.
Well, he got the spin part down.
Well, he is sitting.
Fine.
I was waiting for him to fail.
And stop. And stop.
I was expecting the chair to go out from like underneath him when he stood up, so that he sat it like.
Why does thy wisheth pain on me? That's not nice.
No, but it would have been funny.
Rob, you're not helping. Not at all.
It would greatly amused one of the characters in the show that we are talking about tonight, which is Firefly.
It is
And-
Firefly.
I mean, Rob, which character would get a bigger kick out of that, of him falling and missing his chair? Malcolm or Jane?
Jane.
Probably Jane. Hold on. Speaking of Jane, can we talk about how this dude had a whole planet in love with him?
It's not a planet, it's a town.
Whatever. A whole town that was in love with him? Like, out of all the fucking characters on that ship, that was not the one I was expecting.
And it was entirely by accident.
Yeah. Yep. So where do you want to go with this, Susie?
Well, since Rob and I have seen it probably countless times.
I've only seen it once.
Oh,
and I've
you
rewatched the first 3 episodes recently.
Aw, okay. So apparently I've seen it more than both of you have combined.
Is it on the level of how many times you've rewatched Grey's Anatomy?
No.
Okay.
It's superior to Grey's Anatomy. So
Jesus Christ.
Probably because of Grey's Anatomy's length.
length, and it's not as funny.
No?
Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just there's something about space cowboys.
It's a Western comedy space drama.
Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yeah, pretty much. So, I guess AJ, did you get a chance to watch the movie since we,
I did not. I didn't get a chance to watch the movie, but I 100% did a lot of cheating on YouTube.
apparently I'm going to make AJ sit in a chair and watch Serenity at some point because that is the best conclusion to Firefly.
I had one issue with it.
Mm.
Wash didn't need to die.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar.
It was literally, he just gets shot and everybody just looks over. It's like, oh shit, well, Wash just got shot.
He didn't get shot.
He was sitting in the captain's chair or his chair.
He did not get shot.
What the fuck?
Like, literally debris went through him.
Oh, okay.
He did not get shot.
I must have missed that. I thought he got shot because it sounded like a shot.
Nope. They crash landed the plane and debris went through him.
Pretty sure he died from that though.
He did die from that.
I did like how Shepard, took out who fucked them up.
Well, yeah, Shepard. I don't believe in violence, but I know how to throw a fight. Like, where did you come from that you believe in peace and you can throw a punch?
War cleric.
Yeah, pretty much. So, AJ, do you have a favorite character?
How do I put this without being, the asshole in the room here? Indiana Jones? Nathan Drake? Han Solo?
Billion.
I'm still trying to figure out how you're the asshole in the room.
Well, because I loved how Malcolm was literally he's literally me. No, he's literally Paul. He's Paul. Jesus Christ, Paul's in a TV show. But no,
And you get glorious butt.
I remember. You just get stranded on that desert planet. You just see, wow, he needs to tan. But no, I really like Malcolm for honestly obvious reasons, because he's a sarcastic, smartass, jackass, stupid ass.
Now, important question for you, AJ.
Oh shit.
Did you recognize one of the actresses?
What, Ignara?
Yeah.
Deadpool's wife?
Mm-hmm.
Through me, I was like, I've seen her. Where have I seen her? God, mother trucker, where have I seen her? And then IMDb ended up being my best friend, and I was like, oh. Was there another one I should have recognized?
Well, no, unless you watched a whole lot of dramas.
I mean, you might have recognized Alan Tudyk, but I don't remember what
See,
from.
you
that
don't
I
recognize Alan Tudyk's face. You recognize his voice.
As
Hey.
and
The robot from Rogue One.
and
Okay, you got me, Captain. Who else?
Duke of Whistleton.
Who?
Duke of Whistleton.
Is he really?
I don't think he's actually the Duke of Whistleton, but he reminds me of the weasel in Zootopia, and he's also a pun on weasel.
Shit, I didn't think of that one. But I remember watching a lot of, not a lot of, but I watch a lot of everything wrong with videos with movies.
Oh, oh.
Is he
Okay, yeah. Duke of Weaselton
Yeah.
is Zootopia, so I wasn't wrong. But I was looking for the Frozen version, not the Zootopia version.
So, Rob, your go.
My favorite character was Simon Tam.
Both of them were voiced by Alan Tudyk, so I was right.
Oh shit.
For me.
The doctor.
The Doctor.
What about
I
him?
very much love the kid out of water dealing with the madness of the Outer Rim.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized another person that AJ should have recognized.
Sean Mayer.
River Tam. What show is she in? And if you get this wrong, I swear.
Arrow.
Yes.
Don't ask me what her fucking character is in Arrow, but I recognize the face.
Could not tell you. Could not tell you. It's not
It
my
wasn't
favorite.
Felicity, was it?
No.
Huh? No.
So,
Oh God, no.
Rob.
She really an asshole in Arrow.
Rob, what about the Doctor Fish Out of Water?
I love that he was such a fish out of water dealing with the madness of the Outer Rim, or the Outer Colonies, because through him he becomes the Watcher's essentially stand-in. You know, like what's going on, what's happening here, and he gets thrown through all this, and I love his devotion to his sister. I really do.
Even though the sister's slightly psychotic 90% of the time.
She had her reasons.
Well, yeah, they fucked with her head. Oh my god, that fucking whole hospital episode where you find out Jane kind of threw them to the wolves and all that shit.
He kind of threw them to the wolves.
I mean, he got caught too in that. So, bitch.
But he actually threw them to the wolves.
Okay, he did. I'm sorry. But I thought Malcolm was actually going to kill Jane at the end of that episode, I really did. I was kind of expecting it, and as much as I liked Jane's character, I felt like he deserved it, and after that, I felt like anything Malcolm said was kind of like an empty threat. But then Simon interrogates him, and Simon's like, "You're gonna need saving. I might just not be there."
Yep. Or I might choose not to.
All right, Susie, who's your favorite character?
Wash.
Really?
Wash.
What about Wash?
First of all, can we talk about his dinosaur setup?
Oh God.
I mean, one of my favorite lines from him is literally, "I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar."
It's really
Which is
it is a good one.
it entirely embodies the whole fairy tale, the whole Firefly like franchise. He's a hotshot pilot. He is not afraid to admit that he's jealous, and I like how he always steps out of his comfort zone.
The interrogation scene, oh my God, with Malcolm and Wash. Holy shit. I was like, this is fucked up. And then he explains it after the fact. Wash, when he's talking to Zoe, saying, he didn't let me crack. I would have cracked. And he's
Yep.
And then afterwards, the whole when they're back on the ship, it's like, we have to sleep together now. I had way too much fun with
It
this.
was such a straight face, and it's so perfect.
I am so pissed. Like, I think I told Rob this when I picked him up after I saw it. I said, I hate you guys. I fucking hate you guys. Because, I never wanted to watch it. Now I watched it, and there's nothing else to fucking watch. Bullshit.
Yeah, I do recommend watching Serenity. It is a great way to end. I mean, they could have rebooted the franchise off of that, but it was a great way to end it. Much better than the 11th episode. But if you've never seen the 11th episode, go watch it, because it is, I love the mind games that River plays the whole episode. I'm not on the ship. I am the ship.
She's literally sitting on the other ship.
Yep.
Is it me, or does that dude look like Kang?
Pretty sure he does.
Is it Jonathan Majors?
Hold on.
Does it look like him? But Rob, what was your highlight of the series,
Oh,
if you can remember it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's episode 11. What episode is it? Hold on.
the thing is, I remember my favorite
14.
episode being one of the early ones.
Mhm.
I didn't realize how early it was. The first episode. And it was the Crazy Ivan.
I love Crazy. It's such a great maneuver.
Where it shows that Joss Whedon, not Joss Whedon, writer was Joss Whedon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It
Yeah, right. Joss Whedon understood space combat and starship combat, because he literally made an aerial nuke go off with just the engine exhaust.
So I do have to revise a previous statement. There are 14 episodes to Firefly, and I believe only 13 of them were ever aired. So
That's what it was.
14th episode is called Objects in Space, which is where we see Jubal early. He is not Khan or Kang, or
They do look similar.
but he's not from Marvel. But he's definitely that. I think if you have access to Hulu, watch it.
Yeah, and it's actually in order on Hulu.
Yes.
But I had no real favorite scene. It was mostly anything to do with the ship in space itself. because all the stuff on when they're on planets and stuff that really it didn't really do much for me as a kid.
Okay.
Nowadays I get it more. Rewatching the first 3 episodes again, I'm like, oh man, this is really interesting. I was a dumbass as a kid.
What
Dude,
about the? I think it's the same episode. I think it was the first episode where he gets betrayed again. It's always Malcolm getting betrayed by somebody. Um, and they get all the Reapers come to the planet. They steal the horses, and the woman's lying underneath. I can't think of her name. The woman's lying underneath the horse.
Oh yeah, Whiterun, whatever it was. Whitehall, whatever the
I
planet's name
think
is.
that's my favorite like fight. I
see,
didn't
I
like
don't
this much.
I don't think I had a favorite fight. Maybe it's when they're trying to extract Malcolm from, I guess, the Russian guys. But what did so we talked about Rob's favorite episode. Susie, do you have a favorite episode? Da, 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 da.
I'd have to say the whorehouse.
They gave that dude what it. They fucked him up.
Huh?
I was really upset that she died, though.
I was upset that she died, but at the same time, I'm glad that they stood up for, people that don't have rights.
Mm-hmm. I really hate how Malcolm and Inara never really fucking got together, but it was teased an ungodly amount of times. Bullshit. Big bullshit. But my favorite episode was the one where the ship gets hit and they basically lose everything. Oxygen, power, and to be fair, I kind of thought that that was it. Like there's 4 more episodes after this. Malcolm's dead though. So I honestly thought he was going to die.
That's one of
Like
the
a
things I
little
love. That's one of the things I love about this show is it never holds back on beating the crap out of its actors.
I mean, Susie, what did I say? I was like, are people gonna almost die in every episode?
Don't think I answered you.
You did not. You went he.
Yep.
It's like the director took a sadistic glee in beating the crap out of everyone.
Yep.
Do you think
Exactly.
this is what got Joss Whedon the Avengers movie?
No.
What about Serenity? Because filming started probably just around when that came out. Avengers came out in 2012. Never mind. I lied. I'm wrong.
This
Serenity came out in
2000.
2005.
Yeah.
2008 was Iron Man. My bad. Don't shoot. But do you see some of Firefly and Serenity's kind of stuff inside the Avengers movie at all?
Oh, he freaking put oh my god. So in Age of Ultron, he
Yep.
put hidden icons to Buffy. So in each one of his movies he sneaks them in there.
Mhm.
Just have to find them. But I don't think he really I feel like Avengers was more Buffy than it was Firefly.
See, which I find really weird because Avengers are going to space at some point. That part of this movie comes from space. You would think you'd have a Firefly reference in there.
Oh, there probably is a Firefly reference somewhere. But yeah, he's I know he wishes he could go back to Firefly, but I'm kind of glad they
Well,
haven't.
Let's ask this question: if they were to reboot Firefly, and Nathan Fillion doesn't want to be Malcolm, who plays him?
No one.
Nobody.
No one.
So new crew, new everything.
New crew, new everything. Honestly, if they're gonna do anything, they should do like maybe 2 episodes with the old cast and them handing off the reins of Firefly, of their ship, to a new generation.
Okay,
Definitely.
that makes a lot of sense. Granted, I still think Nathan Fillion should have played Nathan Drake. That's my opinion. They shouldn't have went full young Tom Holland. They should have went Nathan Fillion, but you'll have that. But what else we got before we close up shop here tonight?
I know a lot of people last week, and I apologize. I did not go back and look, but a lot of people posted on our Facebook post last week. And the question that was posed was whether or not they should reboot this. And we did cover that a little bit, but I have to say that most of the Facebook comments were that they shouldn't reboot this. And I have to agree with them. Like, you really can't, it's been so long, you can't really capture what Firefly was in today's age.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of stuff that you could get away with in the late 90s, early 2000s that there's no way you're getting away with now. And it's simply because our culture has changed. So it's definitely something to think about when you're crying for a reboot, or you're crying for like a for something to come back. Not necessarily reboot, but like something with a new cast. Because I know like their WB is talking about, redoing Harry Potter, but as a series.
No, that's not thinking. That's happening.
Yeah, but then you have to ask the question of at which point are we smashing this into customers' faces too much?
Also
We
true.
all know that like Potterheads, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna at least watch it the first time, but like it's a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've wanted a reboot of Gargoyles for years, but you have to get the right person behind the helm.
Yeah. So just a huge shout out to the people over at the Nerd and Proud community. 153 reactions, 137 comments on that one post.
I'll be honest, I read
37?
most of the posts. I read most of the comments. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
137.
137?
That's an ungodly amount.
AJ, can you count to 137?
I'd rather not. I'd rather not.
But in my opinion, it's difficult to say, but I'll definitely go with don't reboot it.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Trek came out with Star Trek Picard, and it was great to see some of the old cast, but it didn't feel good. And I think if they do that here, it would have that same feeling.
I followed you now. I didn't follow you at first. I got you now. No, I mean, I have to agree with you. I haven't watched the final season of Star Trek Picard. Like, I don't even think I've watched all of season 2. And it's because the first season was so nostalgia filled.
Yep.
That it wasn't hard for me to get into because I grew up a Trekkie. But at the same time, it was hard for me to get into because it was a weird way to bring Picard back. It's definitely not what I would have expected for Picard to come back, like how he came back and like why and everything else. So like I have to kind of agree, like, you really do. You have to be careful with like reboots or bringing things back, but definitely like you're trying to capture on the nostalgia. It's a balancing act of new versus nostalgia.
Yeah.
And
And
honest, brought back the car. You don't need to throw a whole bunch on us too.
yeah, the feeling of Firefly it's in so many things now. Starfield has some of it. Especially with the Freestar Collective. The game from the screenshot behind me is from Rebel Galaxy. And that just has that blues soundtrack blaring everywhere you go in it. And the first ship you get is just the Firefly. I don't care what they say, it's just the Firefly.
Does it look like it too?
Yeah, it has that sloped up head for the cockpit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, there's a bunch of shows I'd love to see them reboot and bring back, and it's just this. For the longest time, I wanted them to do like a season 2 just to see where the characters would be now. But you can do that with the comics. You don't need to reboot a whole series just for me to see all of it.
Not even that. I wasn't a
Yeah.
huge fan of the time jump between the series and the movie. How much time did they call that in the movie? Because I know they acknowledged it.
It's not as long as people think it is. I don't actually know off the top of my head. But it's long enough that like you see, Shepherd Book, he was able to create his own colony, which is what he wanted to do.
Mhm.
You get to see where Malcolm is, and you get to see where the Tams have ended up. And I think, I mean, I can't speak for everything, but I think Serenity, for being what it was,
Yep.
was a great way to tie up all the loose ends that were left. And the biggest loose end was River Tam.
She goes balls to the wall in that one scene where she just comes out of that door swinging, cutting, killing.
Yeah.
God damn. But I'm good. You guys got anything else you guys want to add? Susie, what are we doing next week?
Show.
You know shit, Sherlock.
Okay, I didn't look before I came down here. I'm sorry.
You had what?
Fern Gully.
The hell is that?
I'm gonna torture Rob for a week.
What's Fern Gully?
Fern Gully.
Somebody wanna clue me in?
Environmentalism, the movie.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. I mean, we could
That
do
doesn't
Fern
sound
Gully
fun.
and Epic, which are both environmental movies. Do them in the same week, and then you can get your torture done in 1 week.
What was the other movie that said?
Epic?
Epic.
No, I mean Fern Gully. There was another movie like Fern Gully, and I forget what it was.
I'd have to look. I know what movie you're thinking of, and I don't know the name of it. I
Yeah.
wasn't a huge fan of it, so.
Yeah, same.
But we're also going to do The Secret of Nim.
Not next week, the week following, right?
Yes.
So next week we're doing Fern Gully and Epic.
Yes.
All right. Rob, where can people find you? Please tell me you've started writing again.
Starfield came out. You tell me.
All right, he's not writing. Starfield came out. How many hours do you have in that game?
48.
Dude, that's unhealthy.
Yes, it is. And I've been strictly making myself play less than you think.
All right, Suze, where can people find you?
Completing my Pokedex in Pokemon.
Interesting. Wasn't expecting that one.
Nope.
And I'm basically just gonna set up tomorrow's show to go live at noon, where the nerds are talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
God damn it.
Is it Stone Cold? It might be the Rumble 200. Shit.
I don't
Damn.
know, but you have a green thumb, and I was very concerned for you for a minute.
You're always concerned about me.
Dude, you can't grow a plant.
What you talk about, Willis? Love, damn it. Rah! It's Royal Rumble 2000. Stone Cold is next Friday. All right.
My
Bye,
favorite
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things